Right, the Frontline documentary features interviews with Republican lawmakers, Trump administration officials, journalists, and political insiders. Joining me now, the writer, director, and producer of this Frontline documentary, Trump's Takeover. It airs tomorrow night on PBS. Michael Kirk is here. Michael, welcome.
Hi, Kennedy.
So, has the president, in effect, taken over the GOP?
I think he has, and the amazing thing about the film that airs tomorrow night is we watch it from the very beginning, the summer of 2016, when the Republican establishment really didn't understand and care about who Donald Trump was. They thought he was going to lose, and they didn't pay much attention. So we watch very closely over the year as he gets their attention. And by the end of the process, December 20th of 2017, it's his party for sure.
Well, it's very interesting because if there is a war for the soul of the Republican Party, that means there is a losing side. So who loses this war?
The people who lost were Jeff Flake, Bob Corker, 3 dozen or so people who, everybody calls the establishment Republicans. They used to be conservative Republicans, right-wing Republicans even, but in the new nomenclature of the way the Republican Party has evolved, what they are is establishment Republicans.
Yeah.
He's got his own base, he's got his own group, and now the word establishment Republican is viewed as a sort of a snarky anti-Republican, almost like a rhino reference to them now.
Yeah, and people who use the word rhino also use the word establishment and swamp in the same way. So does the party change forever? Or is this just a swing of the pendulum that will go back to business as usual when this president either loses in 2020 or he's termed out of the White House?
You know, when you talk to the people in the party, as I've done for the last year or so, I think they really believe this is a fundamental change. They really didn't understand very much about who Donald Trump was or what he wanted or how it was going to work. And when repeal and replace on Obamacare crashed, and they realized he didn't have anything to do really with the policy, didn't care about it, wasn't interested in the details. When they saw how he was going to operate more in the cultural space than in the legislative and policy and ideological space, I think they started to worry about really what was the Republican Party? What is it now, and what will it be?
That's a great question. I think you can ask that of both parties. And even from 2 years ago, the answer now is vastly different, and it's still changing, which makes this subject so fascinating. We will be watching the documentary tomorrow night. Thanks so much, Michael.
Great. You bet.